Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Obsy. Thank you guys for stopping by once again. I'm gonna be talking about rose fragrances in this video. Now, if you know me, I'm not a huge fan of rose in fragrances, except it's done in an exceptional manner, except it's blended properly with other notes. I don't know, there's just some kind of feeling that I get from pure rose fragrances. I don't know which one I could use as an example, but I can just tell when a fragrance is very feminine with the note of rose very prominent in there. It just doesn't do me justice. It gives off the very body cream kind of vibe. I have come across spectacular fragrances that has rose in them, and they are very long lasting, very unique as well. And these are the kind of rose fragrances that I would love to wear. Now, if you are like me and you don't really enjoy rose in fragrances, then you will definitely enjoy these ones because you can barely or hardly tell that there's rose in these ones. So if this is the kind of video that you would like, then make sure you keep on watching. The first fragrance here I'm going to show you guys is Madawi from Arabian Oud. Now, this is one fragrance that, even though I can tell that there's rose in here, I like how they've been able to mix the different notes together. It's not just rose that you get from this. It's fruity, it's musky, it's floral, but it's very beautiful. Very beautifully done. I love how it smells on me. This is like the perfect feminine fragrance for me. Now, it might not be as feminine for other people. This is exactly what I call a feminine fragrance. I believe that they made it to be a unisex fragrance, so I think that maybe some men can wear this, but I feel like it leans a little bit more feminine in my opinion. I think guys can still pull this off, especially if they're going to layer this with other fragrances in their collection. One thing I do know is that there's rose in here, and I think the rose is in the base note, so it even makes it more unique. So it's not overpowering, it's not overbearing. It's probably done in a very subtle way so that other notes can actually complement the rose note in this. I absolutely adore this fragrance. This is a must-have. If you like feminine scents, you definitely love this one. Are you still my baby or you found another baby? Louis Vuitton Les Sables Roses. I don't know how to pronounce this, but I have been hearing so much about this fragrance. This is a rose and oud fragrance. The first time I tried it, I wasn't really keen on it. I mean, I understood the hype, but I still felt like I wanted more because of how hyped this fragrance was. I know that Ombre Nomade is even more hyped than this one, but because I didn't want to go for the most hyped one, I was like, okay, let me try out this one. And I left the store, walked around for a bit. This was the only thing I wanted to smell like. This is rose and oud done in a very sophisticated, luxurious manner. You know how luxurious the bottle looks? I feel like that's just what it screams. That's just how you're going to be smelling. You're going to smell expensive. You're going to smell like you have billions in your bank account. You're going to smell like you've won a $1 billion contract, because this fragrance, from my nose, I could tell that it smells like Jo Mallone's Velvet Rose and Oud, and I checked Fragrantica and I confirmed that it does smell like Jo Mallone's Velvet Rose and Oud. No, the vibe is there. I mean, it's a rose and oud fragrance, but you can tell from the beginning, from the opening notes, that this is more dense, this is more thick. You know that you're going to get a very good wear out of this. This is very long lasting. They are very similar, but there's a huge difference. I mean, you can tell the difference between both of them. This, I feel like I get something more creamy in the dry down as it's changing on my skin. I'm getting something creamier, I'm getting something warmer than this one. This is just giving me more sophistication and more sophistication, while this is just giving me something sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. I love both of them. Worst case scenario, you can layer both of them together. If you want the sweetness of this one to balance the sophistication of this one, then so be it. But I feel like this performs very well on its own, and this also gives a different vibe. If you cannot reach out for this, then I will tell you to go for this. So this is Velvet Rose and Oud, and this is Les Sables Roses from Louis Vuitton. So the next one here I have is MFK Oud Satin Mode. MFK Oud Satin Mode has been my baby for the longest of time. You know, the thing about MFK fragrances, what I like about them is they are strong but very subtle. I love the fact that they have a very huge sillage. I mean, they project, but not like a beast mode kind of projection, but you're definitely going to tell that someone smelling good just walked into the room when you wear an MFK fragrance. I mean, it's just like whenever you guys wear Baccarat Rouge, you can definitely tell that somebody is wearing Baccarat Rouge in here because it leaves a huge scent trail, and that is the same thing for this fragrance fragrance, Oud Satin Mood. It is very long lasting. It is a very sexy rose fragrance. Honestly, it has Bulgarian rose in here, it has Turkish rose in here, I think it has benzoin and a bit of oud. I'm not really sure. Now this is beautiful. This also smells like, you know, the Jo Malone Velvet Rose and Oud, so they're all kind of like in the same family, and I feel like you can layer all of them together. This one is also unique on its own. It has some certain MFK DNA that nobody has been able to get except MFK, and it just makes this fragrance stand out. It's beautiful, it's sexy, it's long lasting, it's a perfect date night. I mean, all of them are perfect date night scents in my opinion. It is absolutely stunning. I know I have not shown a lot of love to my Montel fragrances. I have about probably 6 or 7 Montel fragrances and I haven't reached out for them. But anyways, this was my very first Montel fragrance, and this is Oud Dream. Now, I do not get anyone talk about this fragrance. This fragrance, from the moment I bought it and I started wearing it, the compliments I used to get from this fragrance knows no bounds. First of all, it's a beast mode. Yeah, it is that girl. It has rose in here, it has oud and patchouli. I think there are 3 notes in here: rose, oud and patchouli. It is stunning. Like, it will last you the whole day. On your clothes at least, you're gonna get 24 hours wear out of this. Very long lasting, leaves a scent trail, good projection, good sillage, amazing performance, a bit like Halfeti. I think it does have a bit of similarity. I still think that this is gorgeous on its own. You get rose from this one, and it is done in a very sophisticated manner, and this is a perfect unisex fragrance as well. The next fragrance I have here is Amo Guidance. This is my only Amo fragrance, and this is gorgeous. Obviously there's rose in here, and this is what I was looking for when I bought this fragrance. I was looking for a scent that is feminine with rose, but not like the clean rose kind of scent. I don't need any fragrance that has to scream, hi there, I'm rose. But I need to know that, okay, yeah, hello, I'm here, but you don't need to see me because I'm bougie and I know it, you know, that kind of vibe. So this also has hazelnut, this has pear, this has rose, this has other notes in it that makes it such a beautiful scent. Now, this might not be everybody's cup of tea, so if you want to actually get your hands on Amo Guidance, I would say that you should sample it first because it does smell a bit different. Now, but this is stunning. You're gonna get compliment upon compliment from this particular fragrance. I think this can be worn all year round. I don't know why it was brought out in summer, but I think that is also beautiful in winter season because I think it's even more pronounced in winter. In my opinion, I think it performs better in the cooler months. So definitely check it out if you have not gotten your hands on Guidance. I think you might like it if you like something a bit feminine, sweet, sexy. That's this fragrance. Now, coming to the very, very sophisticated ones. This is Portrait of a Lady. Now, Portrait of a Lady is not your typical rose fragrance, so this is a love or hate. The very first time I smelled this, I knew very well that I was going to have this in my collection because I don't know, maybe at that time or period in my life, I was looking for very unique scents. So I know that a couple of fragrances I bought around that time, it's not a fragrance that just anybody would like. I feel like it's a fragrance that is only if you're into fragrances and if you appreciate like art in fragrance, that's the only way you might appreciate these kind of fragrances. And Portrait of a Lady is not a crowd pleasing scent, but you would just know that you smell expensive with Portrait of a Lady. It is that gorgeous. It has a lot of cloves in this, so it's a very spicy rose. It's a bit earthy as well, but it's beautiful. Layering this with Oud Satin Mood, I think that they will all go well together. The roses in all of these fragrances will complement each other. So Portrait of a Lady is definitely a sophisticated rose. Again, if you want to try this out, please sample it first before you actually go ahead and purchase it because it's a bit pricey as well. Promise. From Frederic Malle. Portrait of a Lady is also from Frederic Malle, if I did not mention earlier. Now, Promise is also another earthy wood. Oh my god, I love this fragrance so much. It's an earthy, woody, warm fragrance. It's very gorgeous. It lasts the whole freaking day. Not everyone will like this. With this one, there's also rose. In fact, there's Bulgarian rose and there's Turkish rose in this one. So there's even more rose in Promise than there is in Portrait of a Lady. I feel like Portrait of a Lady is more wearable, but Promise is like the perfect I'm rich kind of scent. This is the kind of rose I would love to wear. I like a rose that is also competing with the big boys, with the bad boys. So it is screaming feminist. I'm gonna pave the way for myself and you're gonna bow. That's the kind of rose that's in this. It is absolutely stunning, and most importantly, the dry down is beautiful. It is sexy. It's very unique. It's nothing that you've ever smelled before. It also has the Frederic Malle DNA in there, so which is what I also love. Now, the last fragrance I'm going to show you guys is from Matière Première, and I mean, I have been going through like the mini bottles, the 6 ml bottles of Matière Première, and I cannot get over this fragrance. Now, Radical Rose is such a gorgeous rose fragrance. You can tell that there's rose in there. You can tell that it's clean. So it's also giving me the kind of rose that is in Portrait of a Lady, but only that this is more wearable. So you can definitely layer both of them together. If you're looking for a more cleaner rose, a more sophisticated cleaner rose that is very wearable, go for Radical Rose, because it is the closest to the normal pure clean scents that we know out there. It's the one that is closest to the rose fragrances that a lot of people might love. This can be a little bit crowd pleasing, but I don't think it's entirely crowd pleasing. I still think that this is very sophisticated. I definitely love this brand because all their fragrances are a hit back to back for me. I love all their fragrances, but Radical Rose is something that I absolutely adore. It's a scent that I will never get tired of wearing. It just does the job for me, and it's very long lasting. Did I mention projects? All the fragrances here I've mentioned in this video are very long lasting fragrances. They project, have good performance, have good sillage. Trust me, you would definitely enjoy all these rose fragrances I've mentioned here. I'm so happy to have this ones in my collection. I'm so happy to be able to show you guys these fragrances because I have been on a good search for good sophisticated rose fragrances. By this video, you should already know what I like. I like very unique fragrances that will make you stand out. That when you step into a room, people will know that yes, you have arrived. And when you leave, people will know that okay, you were here. That's exactly what I like to smell like. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please do not leave without giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram. My name is Obsy_P, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye guys.